Oh, Master Splinter is down here. Look at this. So the underground spot where Jonesy is hanging, I knew it. Jonesy already gave out a quest earlier about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and now it's Master Splinter. Ladies and lads, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles x Fortnite collab event is finally arrived in Fortnite Chapter 5, and it's brought a bunch of different things, including a new mythic item set based on the Turtles' weapons, a limited time event battle pass, and even a couple map changes. We also got some important news for creative mode and a major announcement from one of Epic Games' biggest collaborators. We're going to discuss that all in this video, but if you're new here, be sure to like and subscribe, comment down below how you're feeling on this recent update, and let's get on into all these changes with this new patch. Now, in terms of what's actually been added to Battle Royale, we have the 4 mythic items that emulate the Turtles' weaponry, and when you use these, you're going to notice that they feel like a cross between the old lightsabers and the kinetic blade from Chapter 4. They all have a similar universal attack set, though they vary in terms of distance and attack power, while also having a dash movement on cooldown that's very similar to the kinetic blade, and can actually be combined with a slam attack that is actually kind of useful. We also have the return of the drift board, though it's a little bit less useful now that it runs on a battery. And we also have the returning pizza party item, though I question the usefulness of this in the current meta. Now that you can use medkits and shield potions on the run, most other healings from the old style of Fortnite would not survive in the current meta. But that's only the beginning. Even though there's only a month left in this season, Epic Games has made many changes to all of the game modes that they've added in this season. But probably one of the most important changes of all is that the Chapter 5 weapon set and mod benches have finally arrived in creative mode, meaning your favorite PvP maps probably already have them added, so you can go practice with them now. It's odd that it took the entire season for this to happen, and it only happened after players found out how to mod them into the maps themselves. I'm not going to go into that too deeply because I got a Fortnite multiverse review coming out in the future, but creative mode seems to fall behind Battle Royale in terms of priority quite often, and this probably isn't helped by the new Fortnite chapter cycle always starting around the holidays. But the ultimate point of this is that this TMNT x Fortnite update fixed major problems with creative and much more with this game. And on top of all this crossover and update news, and with Season 2 of Chapter 5 on the horizon, Epic Games has announced a $1.5 billion investment into their metaverse by one of their most consistent collaborators. It's the mouse, of course. Big Bad Disney. And this honestly isn't that big of a surprise, as Disney has already made itself a central part of the Fortnite legacy, going back as far as the Thanos Gauntlet limited time mode, on into the Marvel Nexus War season in Chapter 2, and even having the official reappearance of Emperor Palpatine for the Star Wars movies in Fortnite. Now, I should mention that this is actually an equity stake on Disney's part, and for the younger people who may not understand that, this means that if the deal is approved, Disney will own a minor portion of Epic Games and thereby Fortnite, which could have very dramatic effects on the future of creative mode. Now, that remains to be seen. I'll discuss that much more in depth in the future in a different video, but at least at the current moment, I don't expect too much to change because Disney is not going to be a majority stakeholder. Now, if we take a quick look at the trailer they released, we see major Disney IPs involved here, such as Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and even the Avatar franchise. Considering how similar this presentation is visually to the first set of game modes announced, those being LEGO Fortnite, Rocket Racing, and Fortnite Festival, these experiences are probably going to be separate game modes entirely made within the UEFN system, hence why the investment is $1.5 billion. More than enough for Disney to commission their own studios with their own developers and even create their own programming suites. But the thing that Fortnite seems to have that most of these brands can't hold on to is mainstream attention. Even 6 years after its release, Fortnite still remains a major nexus of popular culture. A game that pretty much every gamer has tried at some point, and new gamers will continue to try for years to come. But that's looking far into the future. Let's return to the present and check out this Fortnite x TMNT crossover, starting first with a limited time event battle pass. Now, the TMNT Battle Pass functions very similar to the recent event Battle Passes we had, such as My Hero Academia's Pass or the Festival Mode Pass. You're going to have about 2 weeks to complete this, so if you really want to get these cosmetics, you're going to have to get on and grind. Epic Games has been doing this recently with the last month or so of every season, because honestly, that's the time when the meta's been pretty much figured out and people go and play other games. But if we're looking at this Battle Pass, you have both a free track and a paid track, and the free track does get you a back bling, a TMNT pizza back bling, though you can't use this in the game. We got the Turtle Blimp Glider, which is actually kind of cool. I like it, though it's probably going to be a little big. You're not going to see it in competitive. And we have 4 emotes, actually poses, for each of the turtles themselves. First, we saw Raphael looking at Mikey, Donatello, and Leonardo. But if you want to get Shredder, you're going to have to put some money down because Shredder is the crown jewel of this thing. So by buying the pass, you'll get the base Shredder style, and then completing challenges will get you the Super Shredder alternate style. And it's important to note that if you even want access to the Krang back bling, you're going to have to finish this battle pass and complete all the challenges as well. So if you're a total mark like me and you need this, this is actually, in my opinion, the best part of this battle pass. Start grinding now, boys and girls. And if we go to the item shop, we also have the turtles back in the item shop. They'll probably be here for as long as this event is here. April O'Neil as well, and FYI, I'm going to show you where she is on the map because she is actually a very useful NPC. And this is a very, very good Splinter skin. All new skins coming out also have those Lego styles, by the way. And actually kind of cool for the festival mode because that mode has remained surprisingly popular. We have TMNT instruments. So if you're getting your groove on in there and you actually like the flavor of these guitars and keyboards, might be worth a little bit of cash. Honestly, in my opinion, the festival stuff is a little bit underpriced, while the rocket racing mode stuff is a little bit overpriced. We'll see if they reach that equilibrium in the future. But honestly, I don't see any problem with putting money down on these instruments. I think Festival is going to become the most popular mode in Fortnite, actually, here in a couple years. Of course, if you do end up buying any of these event cosmetics, be sure to use code Sourheart in the item shop to help support this channel. Every little bit goes to make the quality of the content better and the release schedule more consistent. I'm a one-man solo dolo operation, so I gotta record, edit, and stream all these videos. So if we can use this creator code to help me get an editor, I'll be able to produce more content for you guys, and that really is my goal, just to make as much content and entertain everyone who ends up on this channel. But now that we've checked out all these event cosmetics, let's head on into Battle Royale and compare these mythic weapons against each other and see how they stack up. Now, I've heard a bunch of theories about the differences and similarities between all of these TMNT mythics, so I actually devised a somewhat empirical test. And with this test, we're going to determine which one has the longest dash distance and which one has the longest attack pattern. So we made a path that is 7 squares long, 1 square tall. And we're going to dash with each of these mythics while aiming at the very top of the wall. So with Leo's sword, we get 4 squares, very end of 4 squares. Same thing with Raph's Sai. Again, 4 squares. And now I already have the theory that they're the exact same dash, but we're going to try it with both the others. Donatello, about 4 squares. I aimed a little bit high there. There is a margin of error for this. Going to be 4 squares. Michelangelo. There we go. Empirical proof that the dash length on every single Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mythic is exactly the same. But something that isn't the same is their attack patterns. Looking at Michelangelo's, we'll play it all the way out, and we'll aim directly at the center. So he moved 4 entire squares and did a slam at the very end. Next, we're going to try Raph's because they're very similar in practice. What's the major difference between these is how your body moves, the animations rather, when you're attacking, and the actual length of the attack. So checking out Raphael's, you can see it's slower than Michelangelo's, and it actually stopped a half square early. Let me run it back real quick, make sure I didn't end the animations too soon. Yep, that was it. So then how far does Donatello's attack go? Letting it play out. Oh my gosh. That is by far the longest length. And I think I was able to actually poke people in this square too. In my opinion, Donatello's attacks will probably be the best because of how it distorts your character model. I don't know if it really distorts your hitbox, but it's going to have a strange psychological effect on your opponents. And now let's see how Leonardo's attacks are. And I think they're probably second best. Oh wow, I actually went the furthest. It was chain the animation very quick though, so it was hard to tell, so let me do it again. And right there is where the animation ends. As you can see, I actually bridged into the 5th square. So there is some technical knowledge here. Leonardo's mythic will get you the furthest. Donatello's mythic will poke into the 5th square, but it won't actually get you in there. Mikey's will get you to the 4th square, and then Raph's is just straight up. the shortest distance. Barely even 3.5 squares. If you're actually using these mythics to attack people, definitely go for Donnie or Leo. When it comes to the dash attack, it's going to be pretty much all the same. And speaking of this dash, you're going to see that you have 3 in the chamber with a 10-second cooldown on each of them. Gets you very, very high up, and you have a lot of control. And each of these items also has a double jump function, which draws from your stamina. It takes about 1/6 of your stamina, it seems. And just know that even if you build up into the air, this double jump should protect you from fall damage, as long as you have the stamina to prevent you from hitting the floor. And there's a bit of technique that you can do here, because you can combine this jump with your dashes. So say you dash up, 3, and then you get another jump to get even higher up. But functionally, how you're probably going to be using this is that you're going to run, and when you're about quarter of your stamina, you're going to want to do a double jump and then dash away. That's probably going to be your most effective method for covering distance. I also got to mention that each of these mythics has a slam attack, and it does take a charge. And I'm going to test right now if the slams are different. It appears they are. This one is more of a clear with Leonardo. I'd be surprised if these didn't have knockback. They probably do. Looking at Raphael's, a bit of a jump and a slam. Very similar to Donatello's. And then what do we got with Mikey? Ooh, so there's a difference here. Raph and Donnie do it almost immediately, but Leo and Michelangelo, they got a bit of a wind-up on it. However, just know you can do some crazy things here. Look, say I dash up twice, do the double jump, and then I decide to slam down. No one will see you coming if you're doing that. So now that we've gone in depth with all of these mythic items, comment down below which one is your personal favorite. I think Leonardo's katanas are the ones I'm probably going to be using the most if I can get my hands on them, but the difference between them is honestly pretty negligible. The part that matters the most by far is that dash, and the dash is exactly the same for every single one. You saw it here, scientific test. But now that we've got all the numbers worked out, it's time for us to try to get a win with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mythic items. Now, the reason you actually want to land over here, if you're trying to LARP in this crossover event anyway, is that April O'Neil was put here about half a week ago for the pre-event challenges, and she's still here. She sells shockwave grenades for 250 gold, which is honestly pretty expensive considering you can get these mythics from the vending machine for about 300 gold. If you're really trying to get in the gimmick, I guess. This was kind of cool for maybe a week, but now I think it's less useful. At least she gives you minis. It's actually almost been 2 years since they removed the supply drops, just like being ambient. Now they're only tied to events, and now you have to wait for them too. Right. And the pizza! Honestly, if you're in squads, this is probably way better. I doubt I'll be taking any pizza slices when I'm alone. It really is that Flowberry Fizz, dude. That Flowberry Fizz is just too good. And you combine it with the shockwaves or the other movement items. Oh, Master Splinter is down here. Look at this. So the underground spot where Jonesy is hanging, I knew it. I knew it. Jonesy already gave out a quest earlier about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and now Master Splinter. Look at the little pizza rug, too. I really like that. And if you really desperately need pizza, he's got it for only 100 gold. That's actually really cheap. That's good. The guy who has the coins seems to be going for Leo Mythics, so I think I go all the way to the Raphael Mythic. These guys might even fight on the island. If they do, it's to my benefit. God, no. I'm gonna hang for a second. I'm gonna see if they end up confronting each other upstairs or what happens here. Oof, big fight. He's got advantage with coin, but we could still get him by surprise. That's the better one. What a shot on his part. Well, okay then. We ended up fighting right up until the storm closed. We need to not fight this guy here. His aim was very nice. He flubbed it. He flubbed it. He flubbed it, baby. Let's go. Oh. And that movement off the Mythic actually mattered right there. It got us to the bush so fast he didn't have time to line up a shot. Crown, Shredder victory, even used the Mythic in that game. Got all the coins at the end, I think, too. And just like that, we actually got a victory using the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mythic item. And if you enjoyed this video, check out this one next to me where I used the EMP camo from the Metal Gear Solid crossover to get a solo victory. But let me know what you guys think about this crossover down in the comments, like, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.